they also, if you guys wanted to like buy certain things, they were like telling you that there's a bunch of chitons that have been spotted in the area, right? So that was one thing they were saying you should be prepared for. That you probably would want to consider getting silver weapons.
Mithril counts as silver, right? Pretty sure it
Mithril
does.
does count as
It
silver,
is silver.
yes. Mithril's actually
Dope.
better than normal, like, because an alchemical silver weapon actually has a penalty to its damage, I think. But
Well, that's
a
because
mithril does not.
silver, like normal silver, is very like delicate and not very
Yes,
good for making a weapon with.
that's
Mithril
correct.
is
But
like
mithril
the
is.
fantasy, this is a weapon kind of silver.
Yep,
But if I say had an adamantine weapon, that would not affect anyone who's weak to silver.
that's
No,
correct.
purely
Yeah, that's
because of
so
the type
weird to
of
me.
metal.
Yeah,
Well,
that's so
because it's
weird to me.
fantasy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine. It's
In
like my
in
better weapon
fantasy,
is
yeah.
actually going to be the worst weapon in this case. That's fine.
In fantasy, some creatures have adverse chemical reactions to other minerals, and sometimes it's silver, sometimes it's adamantine. Nobody knows why.
And
That's
sometimes
just
it's coal
how it is.
iron.
I think it's like a +3 weapon counts as silver for
Yeah,
overcoming
and so if
DR as
I
well.
bless
Plus
my
three is
weapon, it'll
silver and
count as
cold iron.
silver.
Yeah. So if you have a +3 weapon, then you don't need a silver weapon either.
That
Yeah.
that works if I bless it, right? If it's like a
That's why
+2 right
everyone wants a
now,
plus
and then
five
I
weapon.
bless it for. Wait, does it have to be actually a +3 modifier, or is it just have bonuses
It
totaling
has to be
+3?
+3 to damage and attack. The +3 enhancement bonus.
Okay. So if
Yep.
I bless my weapon for a +2, then it'll be a +3 total.
Yeah, if you blessed a +1 weapon, then yeah.
Cool.
Well, the total plus bonus has to be 3, but it's
Right.
only to attack and damage. You can't have a +2 weapon with like Bane. Well,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
not
Right.
with
Well,
Bane. That's a
Bane
bad that's a
Bane
I
bad
get
would
it.
work.
example. But yeah, +1 flaming is not cold iron and silver.
Right, right.
Even though the total enhancement bonus is 3, you need the actual +3 to attack and damage for it to count.
Yeah, my I think my bless weapon gives +2. Yeah, sacred weapon is +2 right now, so I'm good, and I have a
But
plus
does
one
it add
weapon.
on to the existing enhancement bonus?
Yeah, yeah, it's an enhancement bonus that stacks. It's the only thing I've seen that's an enhancement bonus that stacks.
Oh man. Pretty soon we'll get Bard's Escape. It's like Dimension Door on crack. For combat, at least. Actually, no, it's just... Yeah, it's basically like more useful for combat.
Ron said he'll be on in like 15 minutes, like 5 minutes ago.
Yep,
Oh,
yeah, we can... Yeah, you guys... So you
Yeah,
guys...
sorry, we were just talking about rules.
Right, you
We're
guys
ready
are
now.
in that encampment,
where are we
basically.
picking up
Follow...
then? Is it have we all fallen asleep and we're resting?
No, this would be like shortly after you guys followed Gilze and Yanvu back to the camp. And you guys would be just there, I guess. I don't think you've rested yet. I think you guys have just got to the camp. Um,
Okay, well Brugar
so
has Philippe's dead body with him while he's drinking to excess,
right, yeah, and they have like they do have alcohol
and his
there.
stories are devolving.
They have like a and there's not even that many people there. That's like the thing. So you're like, there's probably like one person there that you're talking to, and it's the bartender, basically. Or it's not even, and they're not actually even technically a bartender. They're actually more like the camp's quartermaster. But so
I changed my picture.
Yeah, you
at
do.
least, yeah. Or you could just use the as and speak as like the.
His stories go from like the heroics of being an adventure to like the burdens of being an adventure and having to watch people die.
Okay. And yeah, you're basically there's basically like not that many people like as to even talk to about it really because like as I was saying, you're basically in like a tent where it's basically like maybe somebody else in the party comes and joins you or maybe um but other than that like it's just like I said because there's only like in total there are uh there are basically less than a dozen people here like that were here before you guys. You guys have basically double like or not double, but you guys have significantly increase the population of this camp just by showing up.
Hmm. Then you'll have to listen to him.
So most of like everyone else basically there you see are tieflings, unless you maybe see Zidurian's character. But I don't know where would Zidurian's character be because he so I figure Zidurian's character just hasn't been here very long either. Like he just showed up maybe even earlier the same day.
So where would I be? I would be
Yeah, where would you be in like a camp, like basically like an excavation camp, basically? Like
probably
they're basically
wherever the
scavenging or
warriors or
scavenging.
fighters are. Like anyone who's good with weapons, like the mercenaries, or I'd want to be finding out if there's any like dangerous monsters nearby.
Yeah, maybe you're just on the
I'm
maybe you're just
trying to
out
gather
on the
intel around this
on
area.
like the perimeter of the camp, kind of just like looking out over the ruins of it. So you would notice like you would have noticed these newcomers that look way different than the people that are in this camp. They look more like you actually. They look like
AKA,
humans
they're not
almost.
fetchlings; they're like
They're
humans,
not fetchlings. Well, they're and a
except for the
dwarf and a
frog.
frog.
Well, colors are muted.
Yeah, I mean, so you look.
So,
You also like muted because it's just there's just low like all the colors are muted. So like yeah, you when you look over like a when Tiki looks over a Brugar does not have as much color as he did when he was in the material plane. But that's more just the effect of like your vision, basically.
Again, I see them go into this camp.
Yeah, and you'd see like you'd see Brugar going into the bar basically, and
I mean, I would see them and be like, huh, there's other people like me here. I wonder if that's why I was sent here. I must go see them and meet them and figure out
okay,
if
and
they
then
know
I'd
why
say
my god sent me here.
Amber maybe follows like the two fetchlings that you guys came in with to go talk to someone else. Um, we'll get to that next session, I guess. But or something. Maybe not. We might never get to it. But Amber goes over and has some conversation that happens off camera. Um, I don't know what would let's see what would Ael or not Aelis Khalil do or Kale or whatever his name is. Kale.
Kale, the superfood.
What would he do? I don't know. He goes off and
Probably mourn or
finds somewhere.
something.
Yeah, he goes off somewhere like kind of separate from everyone else, privately or something. And Tiki and Brugar, you see Tiki and Brugar kind of go into like the quartermaster's tent, basically, like the closest thing that serves as a bar here. And if you're close enough to it, maybe you hear Brugar like telling his, you know, telling this, basically talking to the quartermaster and Tiki pretty much, and he's talking about his whole this whole thing he was describing earlier about like beginning on with like this heroic thing, but then talking about the burdens of being a hero, and you can tell he's very distressed, perhaps. Maybe you can't.
yeah.
Maybe you're really bad at sense motive. You're a wisdom-based character. You probably can tell.
I can hear things. I can sense things.
All right. So yeah, you can.
Well, you don't actually have that much to sense motive.
I
Yeah, I
don't.
mean he's
I
not trying to
just rolled
hide it or
well.
anything. He's not trying to hide
Right,
it or
yeah.
anything. So you can tell. You can tell he's like really distressed about it.
Okay, so I walk in or yeah to the what is it, commander's tent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
and very non-aggressively, kind of casually walk in and say, "Sorry, I couldn't help but overhear. Sounds like you lost a great man."
Which he has
Brugar says,
Philippe's
I
body
wouldn't
right
call him
there, I
great,
think, right?
but he was a man.
Oh my god.
And that man was sort of a friend.
And you're holding his body right now as you say this.
Yeah, he's right there.
Where do
Oh.
you have him?
Pointing
Like he's
at
just
the
like propped
dead
up in a
man.
seat. Is he like propped in a seat next to you or something like that?
Yeah, I've probably done something goofy like that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm just like thinking, okay, this dwarf's a little weird. What's uh ca- what so what happened? Don't you want to
There's
bury
no
him
skill
and
that
honor him?
describes this.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'll just give it a dexterity to see how well I've been handling him, and not terrible.
Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. The name's Raziel.
Nobody asked.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry too. I'm drunk.
I can tell. That is one way to deal with the pain, although another way is to look at it as, he's moved on
I
to
squint at you
his
as you
next
talk,
life.
and I say, "You, you're a little more colorful than the rest."
Yes, that's why I came to see you. I didn't realize what had happened, but I was surprised to see someone else like me in this world, in this shadow plane. You see, I was
Quartermaster
sitting here
says
and
he's like you. He came from somewhere else.
yeah,
It's a little more
I was sitting here
suspicious
by
than
my
you.
god, and I don't know why he sent me here, but
Probably because he
considering you're the
doesn't
first
like you.
people I found, it might have to do with you.
I
You're
Perhaps I
supposed
can
to
say,
go out
help.
and
I'm
find
not one
salvage.
for religion.
They found this guy instead. The guy shakes his head.
Perhaps I can help you, though. I am a monster hunter, and it seems like something nasty took out this fella. Although I probably don't see any wounds, but he probably looks like deathly pale, like freaking ghostly.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah, he
looks
had all
very
his strength
aged.
drained.
Yeah, so I'm just like, did you end up getting revenge?
If you have like a heal check, you might actually be able to. You might be able to tell, like how he died, basically, just from looking at him. I don't know if you have that skill or not, though.
I do.
We have it untrained, I guess, but yeah, you probably can kind of
Oh, I thought
tell.
it
You
was.
maybe.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was untrained.
No, you can do it untrained. That's one of those skills you can do untrained, but you're probably not 100% sure how he died, but you're guessing it wasn't natural.
Well, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. I'm here to figure out my destiny or something.
I take
I don't
another
know why I'm
drink
here.
of my mug, and I look at you again, and Drugar says sloppily, "Who the fuck are you?"
I told you I'm Raziel. I don't know. What more you want to know? I grew up in the real world, like you.
I say, "My name is Brugar." Who are you?
I already told you why I'm here. I'm here because my god sent me here. I think I'm supposed to help you. Well, it's not my job to know my god's will. I only
It kind of
do
is,
as I
actually.
can to serve him. Well, to know his overarching plan. I am an obedient
Burgar
servant.
says, I don't think your god likes you very much if you're here. It's fucking dark.
Well, why are you here? Is your god not like you?
I say, I don't deal with the fucking god.
I see. Perhaps,
We
though,
came here.
you do God's will,
We
or
came here with
various
magic,
gods' will, without realizing. Somehow they always
and it
find a
was
way to
going
make
great.
use of everyone, even if they don't know it.
I look at Tiki and I like pull her like aside. I bend her ear even though she doesn't have an ear, and I say, "This guy's fucking annoying."
Um, he's a little strange.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. I'll be in town, and I walk
I
away.
say, "Hey, wait. It's rude to talk with a dwarf and not to buy him a drink."
You look like you've had enough. Maybe another time.
Oh no, he can drink
I'll
Then
owe
more.
you one.
perhaps for my dead friend here, he would buy me drinks when I asked him.
Great. I just turn around and keep leaving.
What?
I turned back to Tiki. I said, "Yeah, I don't like him."
What? I mean, what do you want
Philippe
me
would
to
buy me
do?
drinks when I tricked him into it.
You're supposed to buy him a drink.
I said I'd buy him one when he's not already super drunk.
Okay.
And Tiki told you he can drink more. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's already too belligerent for me.
So it's a personal
I
preference.
feel like the easiest character to like recruit you would probably be Amber, honestly, at this point. But
Yeah.
this is
Oh
here,
yeah.
so it's a little bit more of a
Yeah,
struggle.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I tried to offer help and like,
Yeah, we just think you're a
but
weirdo.
you know, if
creeping
your
up on our
character's
dead
rude to
body.
me when I'm trying to be nice, and then I try and leave, like that's kind of what's gonna
But
happen.
You know what?
Dwarf
You
is
know what you
also
should
drunk.
have done. You know what you should do is you should try tell him about like a hunt that you had, because I think Brugar would respect something like that. Like you're like, oh yeah.
Well, I tried
there's
to mention I was a monster
time for
hunter,
that.
but he was too drunk to care. So I'm just gonna wait till he's sober.
Monster.
No, you just trade stories or whatever, you know.
Brugar vaguely heard Monster Hunter, but like the
And this
rest
is like a
of it was
situation.
like, I am
Yeah.
here like on a divine cause by my god, and
Well,
it
maybe
just went right
maybe we'll get another chance here.
through
So
Yeah, I mean that's my plan. Is to get
So,
another chance when
even
he's
though-
less drunk.
even though it is the shadow plane, there is like still a day-night cycle where it gets even darker, and it kind of starts getting to that point where it's getting even darker, and they have like a fire, like a campfire kind of set up in it, and so later in the night they basically like a lot of like they are basically around the campfire right now. And maybe Brugar and Tiki have like migrated over there. Maybe they brought some alcohol with them for Brugar. I don't know, but they're kind of out, they're kind of more in the center of it, and it's a little more centralized now.
I'm toasting to Philippe now. Not like I'm. He's not as crass as to put like a mug in Philippe's dead hand, but he's still toasting.
Yeah.
Wait, you
Philippe.
still have his body that you're propping up
Yes.
around, like.
Yeah.
Brugar said that he's
Come
gonna watch it
on.
because Amber wanted to stuff him in a bag, and Brugar was like,
yeah,
"No, that's That's too rude.
That's not acceptable. Yeah,
Yeah, this is much
I will
better.
watch over him
this is
until we
much
bury
better.
him.
And we don't really have anywhere to
Isn't
put
he like
him.
stiff and cold and
Rigor
like-
mortis should be kicking in.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know if
Didn't
somebody
someone
cast
put
has.
like gentle repose?
I don't know if anybody has general repose,
Not I.
but I maybe
The
somebody
bo-
in the maybe
body,
somebody here.
I don't know.
Maybe somebody here casts general repose because like
To keep him
It
from stinking.
smells, yeah.
yeah, they're like, okay, we got to do something about this. Like one of the fetchlings is like, we got to do something about this, and they try to kind of like get you to like like when they realize you're like being really belligerent when they like suggested they're like, we need to put this dead body somewhere away from the camp, and you got really belligerent about it. They're like, okay, well at least let me just like cast general repose for him, and that was like the compromise. So
Yeah.
someone has cast general repose on him, so he should be good for a few days at least.
Alright, so I see them by the fire.
Yeah, and there's right now like maybe so one of the fetchlings is
I'm
like,
also
talking
telling
about...
Philippe's dead body occasionally that I'm sorry I made fun of him.
Okay,
Aw.
and does Brugar seem as drunk now?
If it's later into the night, then he's even more
yeah,
drunk.
probably.
Yeah.
He's
He's
drinking
even more
until he
drunk.
passes
Tiki
out.
might even be drunk too, as well.
Okay, well, I hear you telling stories, so I'll come back over and say,
Yeah, the
He's telling
Hey,
stories about the times Philippe was really useful, like getting information and saying things
Noticing
like,
things.
Philippe,
Yeah.
I didn't. I gave you so much shit about partying with them boys, but you know what? It's okay, Philippe, because now you can be happy in the afterlife with all the men you want. And I will
all the
drink to
towel
that
boys.
as he drinks again.
yeah, the Tallow Boys.
The towel boys.
The Towel Boys, as you call them, yeah.
Because they wear nothing but a towel. Okay, so I'm
maybe
just
like
listening to your stories and not, interrupting.
Yeah, there'd be so the fetchlings as well would be telling some stories as well. They talk about like how uh this used to be like this. They're in the ruins basically of it used to be a great shadow giant city basically that had immense power that they controlled like this region and would and exerted their power into other planes, but then they kind of are exchanging basically kind of theories on why they think it fell. Like one of the theories one of them has is that when Zon-Kuthon broke out of his prison on the Shadow Plane, that he struck down the Empire because they were a rival of his. That he wanted, in order to get more influence over this plane, that he had to take them out. And there was another one that says that they took them down themselves. That the
Wait, what happened? Why don't I hear Pluto anymore? Hello?
that it was basically
Yeah.
that they basically created some powerful magical device that they weren't able to control, and that it wiped out their civilization. I don't know why. Is that
Weird
better?
stuff happened. I'm fine now,
Can
I
you hear me?
think.
Is it? I guess it's something on his end. You can hear me now?
And this
Oh god, all the
is
sounds
why,
coming in
Yeah.
at once
yeah,
now.
this is why
Just let it catch up real
Ventrilo is
quick.
better than Discord.
I think
He
we're
doesn't
caught
have
up
to
now.
repeat himself because
Because
we heard you.
Yeah, it like kind of records still. Just there's the delay.
Okay, so Pluto, you're there. We're good.
Yeah, I'm here. Was that my end?
Okay, I think we're good. I think it was on your end.
I think so.
Okay.
So I would ask, so are there any of these shadow giants left? Thinking, maybe that's why my
Yes,
god sent me here. There
there
are.
are. In fact, occasionally we've ran into some of them here in the city. Some have wandered in. I don't. I believe some of them have like some sort of religious belief that brings them here on some sort of strange pilgrimage.
Are they raising the city?
There's like
Or
this. They usually just come in here and quietly leave us. They come in quietly and they leave just as quietly as they came in.
oh, what are they doing?
We usually avoid them. They don't. They tend to
Oh,
get
so they're not a
really.
threat.
Well, they're definitely a threat. They're very irritable. I think they see this as some sort of sacred ground, and if they see you in here, they usually want you to get out, and they're usually not very polite about it. If you see a
I
shadow
think to
giant,
myself, if they're, if that's the reason my deity wanted me to come here, I don't think that's it. But tell me otherwise.
if you see a shadow giant, you should probably just run away or avoid them.
Ha! Run away. You should see the things I fought. I'm not scared of any shadow giant. With my god protecting me and granting me his power, I can take on anything. From the giant birds, rocks, whatever they're called, to
Well,
giant
just
snakes.
remember, the
Lots of
shadow
giant
giants
things.
thought something like that before too, and this around us is the evidence of where that led.
The difference is that I'm doing it for my god. They're doing it for their own personal gain. I am righteous where they were
Well,
not.
who's to say? We don't. I have not really spoken much with shadow giants, but I can't really say for sure what their motives were. But I'm sure that they may have thought that they were righteous as well.
Perhaps. So if they were,
Just
they'd
something
still
to
be
think
here.
about. You seem very confident in your abilities. What are you mentioned? And you mentioned some powerful things you fought. What are some things you fought? Where have you got this confidence from?
I'll tell you about the time I fought the giants python, who was harassing the local townspeople, and my deity gave me visions of this monster, and I'd heard stories of it, and so I went to hunt the beast, and I found it in its giant cave lair, and lured him out with my man scent. It was hungry, and I then prayed to
Did
my
you say I
god.
lured it out with my man scent?
Yeah, okay, whatever. He
Yeah.
smelled me. Freaking what? I'm not a storyteller, man. And
No, no, no. That was the most interesting part. Please go on. That
so
would make Brugar's eyebrow go up.
the snake slithered out of its lair, and this thing, when I say giant snake, it was a monster. It was about 8 feet in diameter, and jaw would open to be taller than, or as tall as the giants. You see the giant doorway. I'm pointing at some building with a big doorway. As big as that. That
They
was
can't see
its
it because
mouth.
it's too dark.
Oh, it's dark. Okay,
But
well, I'll just say
they're
as big as
imagine, but they're
the doorway
yeah, no,
here.
no, they're imagining they know what you're talking about though because you're pointing to like a landmark that's in this camp that they've been staying at for several days, so they know what you're talking about.
I knew there's no way I could outrun it. It was an out maneuver it. It was too fast, so I struck first before it had a chance. And I immediately threw both of my daggers and hit both of its eyes square on to blind it. From that point on, I all I had to do was not stand still, and it couldn't keep up with where I was moving. And just over and over, I slashed at it and stabbed through my daggers into its mouth. It started bleeding, and soon the beast was defeated. And all because I prayed for my God to bless my weapons and grant me the strength and agility to avoid harm. I'm a really bad storyteller, by the way.
It's all good.
So
I thought that was pretty
that's
decent.
the story of the giant snake.
Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
do this
good.
alone? Did you do this alone, or
Yes.
did you have companions?
No, I fight monsters alone. I have all my life. Although when I was younger, it was not really monsters. But as soon as I was introduced to the church, I was granted powers that allowed me to take on such creatures and rid their unnatural carcasses from this world. And so I am here and wondering what unnatural beast does my God wish me to slay?
You said before that you went into a storm. We were talking earlier. This is like the
Yeah.
so the
Yeah,
person
that's how
who's
I got
talking right now,
here.
I guess, would be her right here. She's one of the two people that this is Yonvu. They're one of the so the two people basically that found the rest of the party are the ones that found you earlier in the day too.
Yeah, as I told you, I just had visions of going into this giant storm that was over the lake. And when I got to the center of it, the forces of nature opened up a rift that dropped me in this world. And I knew this was what my God wanted because he had sent me visions of this place and of the storm. But that's all I know right now. So I'm trying to figure out what is his purpose in sending me here. I think it has to do with you. And I look at Brugar. Why else would I be here right when you guys arrive?
And you guys came here for you guys were following not a dream but a bird.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Now she's talking to
You.
you.
To me?
Yeah, you guys were following a bird. That's what I heard. Something about a
Well,
bird.
Brugar's listening to his story, and then when like he looks at me and says that, I grunt and grumble and look away because I don't want to answer his question.
Yeah.
And
A bird?
you asked me like why we came here was this following a bird.
Yeah, that's like how did you guys like weren't following a dream like this guy here, like Raziel. But she remembered you guys saying something about following a bird here or something.
A bird,
He
I
just kind of
wonder if
grunts
that was
and
my God
nods.
sending you a sign to lead you to me. You see, my God, Gazra, he's the master of all animals and nature. And so he may have been sending you that bird to have you follow so you would meet me.
He's not quite the master. He's master of
Not
the
animal,
air
it's
and
nature.
the air and the sea, basically. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, birds in particular though would be
So
like a type of.
Gosray
It's air, yeah.
is a she and a he, and will often speak
Yes.
as itself as both.
Yep.
And Gosray is the
I
woman
think I've
of the
referred to
ocean,
Gazra as he and she.
which is destruction as well as life, and then of Earth, which is the man, which is more of just life. And
No,
so
you
that's
got it.
It's the air
It's
actually.
not. Yeah, it's water air.
It's water and air.
Oh, water and air. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. And so Gosray is perfectly okay with like creating a storm to harm people because he's neutral about it because it's I don't know she is
It's
temperamental.
what has to
What's your
happen.
point with all this?
I'm teaching you
Like,
about your
I feel like I've
god.
been following all of this though. Like, I did
Yeah, no,
refer to
you're
Gazra
good
as
on
he
that.
and she, and I
I'm
did
just saying,
mention the
I
storm,
agree though that
and I said
I agree
bird
that
is
him
master
thinking
of like
a
air,
bird makes
nature,
sense just
whatever.
because of his air, the air nature of Gosray. I think that would make
I mean,
some
his
sense.
primary domain is nature, I believe. Or one of
Birds
the things
that
is like
live
it's
out
nature,
at
so
sea are like his most are Gosray's most
right.
sacred
Again,
creatures.
I know this stuff. Like I did actually read this stuff. I do appreciate you
Sorry.
trying to help, but it's like
All right, I'm gonna do my
I
dishes.
did put in the effort to learn
Oh
so
no,
that
no.
you guys don't have to teach me.
Zerdurium, look what you did.
I know.
You banished her to the dishes.
She should have done it when I did. Anyways,
And Ron's still not here.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
what the
know
fuck?
what's up with him. Did he reply? Did
I
he
hope he
text
didn't fall in the
something?
toilet.
Maybe he texted something. He said any minute now.
That doesn't sound reassuring. A Brugar huffs and like continues to like drink. And he mumbles aloud like, "By God this, by God that." Load of piss.
You'd be surprised, dwarf, how much you do is fulfilling different gods' wills. They have power over you you cannot even begin to comprehend. At least that's what I've discovered. And when I discovered that and I realized that everything that happens to me is influenced by some deity, I decided to join one. And then, at least then, I know what parts of my life are being manipulated and controlled. And I follow willingly rather than being tricked into it.
And the Bruger says, "Yeah, well, tell your god if you're so close to him to keep me out of it and fuck off."
I just sigh. So, what's
I guess
happening?
I'm still drinking.
Secret's doing dishes, and Pluto's probably doing GME stuff.
Maybe he's just listening.
I'm not really doing anything right now.
I don't know
Well,
what
that's
to
not what
do.
we wanted to hear.
I'm out of stuff.
the Yonvu says that when she was talking with Amber before, she's mentioned something about the bird leading her to someone that knows about her past, like an old
Why
acquaintance of hers or something.
why would this Amber person need to know about her past? Doesn't she know it herself?
Apparently, she doesn't.
See, once again, God's intervening.
You think
Oh
that
man.
perhaps a god took her memories away?
Probably.
She
Sounds
seems
like
to
something
think
they do.
this woman that she's searching for would know perhaps where at least where her memories went.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's probably for your own good, if that does happen. Unless it's, some guy who has it out for you.
Perhaps, but it's my understanding that that was why that these people are here was they're trying to help Amber find her memories.
Well, that sounds all noble and all, but it still doesn't make sense to me how. Why would Gosra send me here to meet you guys? You're not
Perhaps he
even
didn't
trying
send
to
you here
kill
for
a big
that.
monster. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps it is just a
Perhaps
coincidence. Were you gonna say something else, Pluto?
Nope.
Okay.
Burgar says we already killed a big monster.
Oh, and what did you kill, dwarf? Another keg of ale, I imagine.
I produce all of the whatchamacallit.
some of your trophies.
Well, not those trophies, but
Better be
particularly
the claw.
I fumble around for the where the hell is
The dragon head?
no, I didn't take the head. That thing's massive.
No.
But I took
skin?
I took the hide,
Like a dragon claw or something?
what I could of the scales, and then I think I took like its tooth, one of
You
its
took.
teeth.
Oh, okay.
I thought you took a claw or something too, maybe, but yeah.
Maybe a tooth. That would. If you took like something
Yeah.
like that, like a tooth or a claw or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because one of those dragon's teeth is like the size of my forearm.
Mm-hmm.
And do I
Roughly.
recognize what these things are that he's pulling out?
You have knowledge arcana, or I guess for profession monster hunter would. I think that's fine. I think that would work. So yeah, you recognize that these are basically the parts of a dragon.
I
Perhaps
am
encountered some
impressed,
dragons
dwarf.
before.
You were able to fell a dragon. That's
Not just
no easy
me.
task.
My allies here, little Tiki, and I look around for the others, don't see him, and then like I prop up Philippe again, and this fucking lucky son of a bitch. Him and his big
You're telling
fucking
me
mouth.
that you, the drunken dwarf, the pale-looking, skinny-arm fellow there, may his soul rest in peace. The tiny frog. Is Amber here, Pluto?
Amber's not here right now.
Alright, the tiny
Amber's,
frog
like, asleep right now
and
or
your two
something.
other companions took on a full-grown dragon and lived to tell the tale?
Maybe Kale's there, but who can say? I guess.
Yeah.
Bruger says, it wasn't the dragon that killed him. Damn fool, ran into a bunch of
Oh, I already
little
heard that.
things.
You told me that earlier. I'm just surprised that you guys killed a full-grown dragon. That's either mighty lucky or there's a lot more to you than meets the eye.
Oh shit,
look
Ron's
at
here. How you doing, Ron?
Hi.
We're trying to integrate Zerdurium's new character.
Yeah, it's going swimmingly.
It's
Yeah.
so painful.
No, my account got disabled because I didn't use it.
Huh?
He's talking to someone else.
Oh, okay.
I think he didn't
I thought
realize
he
he
was
wasn't muted.
I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about his Roll20 account or something for a second. I was like, what did you even do? Like Chinese hackers Heck, it is Roll20 account. We're
No,
using
my
it
UPS
to
account.
spam. Oh, okay.
So, right now, Drunken Brugar is telling me about how you guys killed a full-grown dragon, and me, the uh, holy monster hunter of death, am kind of dumbfounded how this
I tell
crazy
you,
mismatch of
I tell
heroes
you drunkenly
were able to
that
fell
you
a
wouldn't
dragon.
have to look so hard if you weren't rambling on about your god, this and that.
Wouldn't have to look so hard. Look for what?
And I like wave dismissively. It was a blah.
See, Ron, this is what I'm dealing with. It's Drunk Brugar.
What
What's Kale doing?
what
Save
you
me.
have the okay, no, so Yonvu says you seem to have like this thing against the gods. Is there some particular instance that's uh caused you to be this way? Is there some particular god that slighted you?
He says, I got no problem with the gods. Just, I do what I do, okay?
Really, you have no problem with the
I
gods
am
after how
Brugar
you've been speaking your
Stonehearth.
blasphemous ways?
I tell you, I ain't doing this for no one but myself and my friends. And poor little Tiki here. She was cursed by a god. Look, she's blind.
She was cursed by a god? What god cursed her?
I don't know.
I I asked
The
Tiki, but
secret
she might
bag.
not be here.
Yeah, I don't know if secret's back from doing dishes or whatever.
Tiki shrugs
We
as
don't
she's
even
She
know
drunk
has a
and
what
she's
wireless
like,
headset, so
I don't know.
we don't even know what her god wants her to do. So a lot of help. That is.
well, I guess I can
We've
just join that
killed
club.
demons and dragons and giant lobsters, all without their
I
help.
raise an eyebrow at giant lobsters. Huh.
Yonvu seems more interested in demons. Like demons, you say? I've
I
never seen a
like
demon before.
I like rock Philippe's body and it says, I saved you from the lobster.
I've only ran into devils and chitons here, but
Yeah, I want to
what are
hear about this
demons like?
demon.
Brugar will attempt to tell a story while he is drunk.
All right.
Let me just put the sicken button on myself.
So you can hit the profession orator or
It's
performance
still a
oratory.
decent story.
All
He
right.
tells you
What is
about how
this?
we fought the demon bear, and then he tells you how we fought this creature that attacked us from the sky, enveloped everything in night, and continued to taunt us until, through sheer determination, we managed to find where it is and beat it up so bad we sent it screaming back to whatever hellscape bore it.
But it seems odd that you ran into so many demons. Are they? I don't. I wasn't under the impression that they were that
Demons are
common.
not
I mean,
common.
I haven't been in the material playing that often, but I didn't. I was under the impression they were pretty rare up there.
He burps and says, "Yeah, well, I guess they they just don't like us." Tell you, we're the toughest things we fought.
When's the last time you encountered one of these demons?
He scratches his head and says, no, he scratches his beard and says, oh, I can't remember.
Tiki says,
was
not
the-
in this world.
Well, perhaps I can help you if you do find another demon.
Nah, we handle demon ourselves.
I pat Tiki on the back. I said, "Yeah, we're fine."
You do seem to be a man down, though.
I said, "Hey, he's down, but he's not out, because he's a friend."
God damn it. I understand your friendship will last forever, but I can offer you a set of hands if it's hunting demons you're after, or at least fighting them off.
I feel like I appreciate it as you a player trying to get your character in real hard, but it's really funny just like how you just kind of jump in like with that right away. Like it's almost like I'm thinking like the fucking like overly attached girlfriend kind of thing, right? But like your
Yeah.
character like, hey, I could be in your party, and they're like, this guy.
I mean, I feel like everything subtle I've tried has not worked.
Right.
The right person
Because
isn't
frickin'
here.
drunk Brugar keeps shutting everything down.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't exactly say so.
No, your character's not been subtle at all, but
I have not really been subtle, but like the more subtle things. Less
Burgar
blunt
gets
things.
up and like points at you and like.
I've been
counts
trying to
one
help a little
finger
bit.
I
on
know
your
you have
chest.
been.
And he says, "We don't need you talking about how everything is part of your God's plan, because we do for us."
Okay.
You're really annoying, and I don't know what it is you can do.
I think what I
I
need
can
is
do
I need
this,
somebody to like
and I pull
name
out.
drop
I
some of
pull
it.
out my dagger, and I throw it clear across to a building. Have it hit a building and fly right back to my hand, and then sheath it. That's what I can do, dwarf. And it happens like so fast.
couldn't
If you
even-
blink, you'll miss it.
yeah, Tiki like starts to look up and she's like, "But you didn't do anything."
This doesn't really happen, but then building falls down. No. Maybe it does. I don't know if Pluto wants that.
No, it doesn't know it.
All right,
Okay.
I see you can fling some knives. Let's put it to the test. And I get my shield,
Oh, you
and I like
you
I
want to
go
have
and
a knife
stand
throwing
like
contest?
10 feet away from you, and I get like all defensive, and I tell it, "Try to hit me."
Okay, let me make sure I'm
Against
doing
my
not
full
anything
AC.
too crazy. I need
What's Kale
to
doing during
adjust my
this?
attacks real quick.
Is he just hanging out at the little fire, the campfire? Is he asleep?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
Kale's
So
there
I
too
pull
then.
out my adamantine dagger that's all shiny and magical, and I throw it at Brugar, who's 10 feet away. That rolled too much, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. No,
That's
wait.
pretty
I don't-
good.
My UI showed a bunch of dice, but it's just because I have other
You
stuff
can
happening.
you that would probably like just barely nick him. Cause I'm running like 29 AC fully buff.
Yeah, I didn't do non-lethal damage.
Well, I mean,
That was not
I'm
a
assuming that
non-lethal
you're not
force.
trying to hurt me, and you're just trying to show me that you can hit me.
I'm trying to hit your shield.
Or like, you know how
Sure.
like when they throw knives, you're like trying to get like my cloth like right next to my
Right.
body or whatever to show like I could hit you, but I'm not gonna like hurt you.
Yeah. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do? What? Oh, then I'm okay. So then I throw the dagger. It hits the ground next to you, right where I was aiming, or hits your shield or something. Bounces off, comes back to me, and then I pull out my other mithril dagger. Now I have them both in my hands, and then I throw them one after the other, hitting around you in a circle, like left, right, left, right, left, right. Maybe not circle, but just like in
Well, let's
front
not
of you,
get
to the
too
left of you, to the
fancy.
right of you.
Because
Oh, I'm
Burgar
getting
is going to
fancy.
charge you.
Wait, are we in rounds?
I don't know, but I'm gonna see. He's gonna test your defenses and resilience.
Is
We're,
this
like,
And
as
as
soon as I
he
throw my
sees that
first
you can
dagger?
hit him and get past his defenses, he's like
All right, now
a
he's gonna
little
charge
bit
me.
surprised. But he says, "That's pretty good, but let's see if you can handle this." And he screams, "I'm the champion!"
Oh god, I'm gonna die. My character's getting
No,
one
he's-
shot right now.
He's probably just gonna bull rush you.
Does that trip you?
Yeah,
All right,
it
then he's gonna
exceeds
trip.
by
Or that's
6.
Then he's gonna trip. Does that?
He just
trip
knocks you on your ass.
That exceeds by
What'd you say?
3.
Your CMD's 26.
Yeah.
He's doing this all while drunk too. I've got that -2 in there.
Yeah, well.
Brugar runs over and
dumb.
knocks you on your ass.
Yeah.
Pushes you back onto your ass.
What is that for?
He huffs
I was just playing.
and says, "Ah, me too."
I'd stand up and dust myself off.
I say you're a pretty good throw with your arm, but you're pretty easy to push around. Reminds me of Philippe.
Okay. I take that as a compliment. I'm pretty sure it was meant to be, even though I don't take it as a
And I'll,
character.
like-
I don't take it as a, or as a player. I don't
I'll
take it
help
as a
you.
compliment.
I'll help you up. And I
I think
say,
you already
all
had stood
right.
up.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe not.
At that
Okay,
point,
so
Brugars is gonna go back to drinking because that sobered him up a little bit, and he needs to be smashed.
Actually, I didn't have like any of my stuff on for that.
And I
which
go
is
back to
fine.
Tiki, and I mumble to her, "He's all right. He's okay at fighting."
So out of character, Pluto, I'm pretty sure we're gonna need some kind of demon attack in the next, say, 5 minutes or so to really seal this deal. So if you could just make that happen, otherwise I don't know.
No, we just need to sleep on it and meet you in the morning, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Is nothing. We're just gonna go to the next morning
Okay.
probably, but
And we'll continue chatting a little bit until Brugard's so drunk that he goes to bed, passes out.
He passes out, probably.
eventually he goes to sleep. Yeah, and maybe he just passes out at the little campfire. And so, like, yeah, the tieflings at this camp kind of have like their own watches they're doing as well. I don't know if you guys are gonna run your own
I'll be right
separate
back.
watch or try to just integrate into theirs, or
I'll do a watch, but not
Do they
alone, as
ask me to
usual.
do a watch?
nope, they don't ask you to.
Alright, I'm
Gotta
just gonna
cover
sleep, but I'm an
stars.
early riser, so I'll probably be up by the time the last watch is going anyways.
Okay.
Because, you know, in order to hunt your prey, you need to get up early in the morning before they're up, so you can get to their lair. So I'm up early in the morning, and I'm doing my, you know, prayer things.
Okay.
I don't know what you call it when you prepare, what's called when you prepare your spells.
It's yeah,
As
you're
a
doing like
Prayer.
a meditation or a prayer.
Meditation or prayer, yeah. Mine is something like, oh man, I'm trying to remember. Something about wind chimes. I know there's wind chimes involved. Or like chimes.
Let's see, for Gosray. Well, that's what the obedience
say
is
it's like
if you were doing
stances.
like the hang a set of chimes will be stirred by either wind or
Yeah,
water. If no such location
that
exists, to
one.
hang the chimes, you must hold the chimes and shake them gently just to sound them throughout your obedience. That's for obediences though. So I don't know if you're actually doing necessarily having to do that, but it's probably something similar to that. Chanting prayers and hymns of the wind and the waves as you attune yourself to the sound of the chimes. Drink a mouthful of pure water and pour a handful over your head. And then yeah, you get
I think I'm
bonuses
more
for it if you're doing the
doing
obedience
like
tree. I'm guessing you're not doing the obedience tree
meditation.
though, so.
No, I'm just doing like meditation on like somewhere out in the open so I can feel the wind blowing on me, and then like some different kinds of like stances and poses and things along with that that are more like I don't know how to describe it, like wavy, like how like if you're like
Alright,
a
I'm back.
waterbender practicing like that.
Sure. Makes sense.
So what are we doing?
It's morning, and you
It's
are probably
morning. What are you
hungover.
guys doing?
I might have a dwarven hangover.
Yeah. It's kind of the thing, like it's it's the part where, like I said, I was really wishing Mantis were here because it's just, right now we're kind of in like a Mantis, like Amber quest line kind of thing, right? But yeah, I'm assuming that you guys are gonna want to kind of try to follow up on like further up where you think that bird might have ran off to that you guys followed here. But I mean, you guys can do whatever you want, really. You're in the middle of Shadow City, like an ancient, ruined shadow giant city, basically. Like you
I
could
still think
Let's
you should
ask
just give us
Amber.
a
filled with
combat and then
Pythons
call
and
it session.
shadows.
Those are dream. It has to happen naturally. You can't just force a fight. Just like we can't
I
force this
know.
friendship between you, our characters.
Well, I'm done with my morning meditation and prayer and
Nope,
who's
my vent
that?
lagged out apparently.
Oh, it's Pluto.
Yeah, now there's two of me. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yes, I
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I can't just drop like a fight right in the middle of the camp.
Yeah,
It'd
no,
be kind of
that's
silly. I mean, I guess
fine.
I could, but I'd really rather not.
That's fine. So I'm up early. I see you guys rise, and I asked Brugar, "How's your head? You drank quite a bit last night."
I look, you're gonna go, huh? Who wants to know?
I guess no one now. I go
I
about
say,
my
oh,
morning
it's
ritual stuff.
you. I remember
Oh,
you. You were the annoying guy talking about his god last night. I remember that. And something about you attracting a snake with your man scent. He says, "Don't ask me why I remember that. I don't even want to remember that." Anyway, who the hell are you? I don't remember your name.
Raziel, and you're
Not the
you're
weirdest name I've
Brugar.
ever heard. I. Did we drink together last night?
You drank enough for the both of us, I think, Master Dwarf.
I should have said yes. I probably wouldn't have remembered. Anyway, but what do you want?
Nothing, just saying hi.
Well, hi. Bloody top of the morning to you.
Indeed. Do I see Kale around?
Going ahead.
'Cause I haven't really
Good
talked to him
question.
much.
Yeah.
Kale, do I see you around?
Yes.
What are you doing in the early morning?
Nothing. Enjoying the silence.
Okay. Um. So I'll walk over to you because like, that's another person that looks like me that I haven't really talked to yet. I just saw him around a little bit. I'll introduce myself and say, hey, I'm Raziel. I think I met your friends last night. The dwarf and the frog-looking creature, not critter, creature. Who might you be?
I say her name's Tiki.
I'm Kale.
Well, Kale, it's nice to meet you. I've heard many a story about your guys' travels. Something about demons and a dragon.
I don't know who told you those stories.
Brugar did.
He's just a drunk.
Oh, so wait, you're saying those things didn't happen?
Brugar might have thought they happened.
I see. Well, that does make more sense, though. He had like scales and teeth of a dragon, and it wasn't a baby dragon. It was a full-grown dragon. How'd you come
Nope,
by
never seen a
these
dragon.
things? Oh
You
my
might be
god.
thinking of our frog friend.
Yes,
That's
Might have
what
woke him
because
up in his sleep.
dragons and frogs are easy to mix up. Okay, well, Pluto, I give up. I don't know what to do, man.
Just keep
Like,
talking.
dude, I've run out of things to talk about. I need Amber or someone who's going to like, want help or want someone.
No, but see, like, that's
Like,
silly.
or I need something to like bring us together. But there's
Don't
like I'm
worry.
grasping at straws here, and
It's
I'm getting
working.
like drunken stories
I
from
think we're making
Brugar, and then
progress.
freaking Kale saying that didn't actually happen, and then blasphemous things from Brugar,
I don't know what's up
and
with
then
Kale, but I think it's funny.
Tiki's just doing nothing. Like,
If you were to ask Brugar, he would tell you, I don't think he likes you. I don't like you either.
great. Like, I understand, like, there's a little bit of progress to be made, but I feel like I'm putting in a lot of effort here and not getting any help, hardly. And it's like,
We're helping you. We're talking to you. That's all of role. If we
I know.
weren't
Right.
helping you, we wouldn't be talking to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
that
just don't
work
know
you're
what to
putting
do.
in, that's
Maybe,
role
maybe
playing.
I'm not a good person at this, but like it's already super awkward.
That's okay.
And I don't know what
It's
to do.
that's how you get better.
It should be awkward awkward at the beginning because these are characters that are just meeting each other. It's gonna be awkward.
All right, well, I'm gonna go about my business in the morning here and continue to try and figure out why I'm here. Why did my God send me here? And ask for like rumors of any bad stuff happening. That's usually what I do when my God sends me somewhere. Is I just ask about, are
Well,
there
I
any
tell Amber
dangerous things
aloud
happening?
that I guess we should follow the bird. That's our only lead, right? Or try to find it.
Yep. And
So
Amber
I overhear
will
that
maybe
and say,
well, we
"Wait,
don't
follow
know.
the bird. Didn't the bird lead you here?"
Well, yeah, but I mean, we lost.
It flew off.
You lost the bird.
We're not exactly trackers.
I'm just like face palming. Like, you're telling me that this random bird in the shadow plane who you've been following, and it flies off, and you just stay here and let it fly off? It's clearly a
We
sign.
didn't want to stay here. In case you hadn't noticed, our friend here kind of died.
Right. Well, I have nothing better to do. I can help you find the bird if you want.
Are you good at tracking?
No, but I'm good at interpreting signs of gods, of deities. And it sounds like that's what this is.
I fold my arms and I say, ugh, all this stuff about God. Fine. If you think you can find the bird for us, then be my guest.
Well,
You have
what does
something
this
that
bird
can do
look
that?
like?
Do I remember what the bird looks like?
Yeah, look like a swallow.
I tell him it looked like a swallow.
Okay.
Like a bird
It looked
that
like one from the material plane.
be here.
It did
Do I
not look like a
see-
shadow bird.
Any swallows?
You just like look around. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. I didn't think it would work, but as soon as he tells me what it is, I'm going to look around and see if I spot it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible. I could have been like, it's sitting right there. It's been there the whole time. It flew off and it came back and nobody noticed because Philippe.
I didn't actually think that would work. I was just, that's what my character would do, is I would look.
Yeah.
Do I have
I
anything?
say,
I
but
don't know.
the bird isn't completely important. The bird was, I think Amber said the bird was leading us to someone she knew. So I guess we're really looking for a person.
And what do you know about this person other than they may have a bird?
I say, shite.
Well, there's not a lot of people like us. Is it a person like us?
Amber would say that she thinks so, and that because she's apparently apparently she interacted with the party, like with you guys, or at least like that you basically ran into her once in Magnamar without realizing it, basically.
Was it the old lady?
And she's an old lady, yeah, but
Okay, she was like in that row or whatever. I don't know, maybe I'm confusing.
like you think
somebody
you
else.
probably ran into her basically. I think basically. I can't remember how you guys got this information, but at some point I think you got this information that she was at that party, basically, like kind of the party, I guess you could call it, like after you guys had the gladiator fight, basically, like the post-fight dinner kind of thing.
Oh. Then I don't remember that.
Yeah, you guys. It wasn't actually like a encounter that. It was something that happened without anybody actually strictly being told, like, you're talking to this woman right now, but you don't know who she is. Like, it was not like an event that kind of happened really like on camera. It was something that you found out about later. The other time, of course, is that she's come by Amber's shop before, including when you guys were gone. But you guys haven't actually had like an actual conversation with her yet. And most of the knowledge you have is stuff that Amber heard from her other acquaintance, Delpho, who basically was like, yeah, 3 of us used to be colleagues, used to work together. Like, specifically, they used to work on that tower that got you guys here.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that she's some sort of spellcaster, probably.
Yep, and we kind of need Mantis.
That's kind of the issue, is we're on a Mantis-centered quest line right now, so it's really hard to...
Damn you!
It's really hard to
Yeah.
progress things too much without him here, because we're at a part of the game right now where it's kind of being driven. If we were still in Kaer Maga, for example, then it would have been different.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of things
And we
to
don't
do, yeah.
have to keep trying to find things to do. I mean, just wait
Yeah.
till Mantis is here.
We can just
Yeah.
totally do that and just wait till next session. I'm fine with
I'm
that
okay
too
with
at this
that,
point.
yeah. We've had the
I feel like
awkward
I'm kind of introduced,
introduction.
and the party knows
Yeah.
that I'm, a
Mhm.
person who is
You exist.
Yeah.
more than just a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're stuck here now anyway, so you have like a reason to go like with them. I mean, even if they were just totally like,
I have literally nothing to do.
so here's the thing. The way I'm looking at this, because you got in here, the way you got here was a one-way trip. But you probably don't want to stay in the shadow plane. So if nothing else, the reason you would be offering is you'd say, "Look, guys, I don't want to stay in the shadow plane. I don't know what you guys. I don't even really like. You don't even have to care what they're doing. You can just be like, can I just go with you guys so that I can like leave with you when you guys go back to the material plane? And then who knows? Like
Sure.
something will probably maybe there'll be some. You'll once you find out more
Ruger
about what they're
says,
doing,
at
then
the
you'll.
least, if you can help us get out of here so that we can bury Philippe's body, then fine.
Because
Or
yeah,
we'll
I
use
mean,
the extra pair of hands. But
Mhm.
I warn you, like, don't you go like running into shit expecting me to back you up, because that's how this fool got killed.
I prefer to stay at a range from my enemies. I let these boys, and I pat my daggers, do the up close and personal work.
All right, because when you're with us, we're a team. Philippe, I'm not sure if he remembered that.
I feel like this is more aimed at me, the player, than my character, but okay.
No.
A little
Your
bit.
character.
No, I'm just ribbing you.
It's what your character did. If you had a
it's a
different
deal
character
then.
and it did different things,
I'll lend you guys an extra pair of hands with whatever nasty creatures you find, and you provide me a way out of this place. And if it's not meant to be, then my god will intervene.
I
Tiki
say,
says, less on the god. You say that
Just
word
because you
a
were
lot.
cursed by your god doesn't mean that, everyone should not be a proud follower of their god. Mine has
you
only
can
helped
be
I
a
me
use
proud
only-
serve me.
follower. I'm tired of that word.
I like how nobody even
I
mentioned
tell
anything
you.
about like the names involved here of these gods either.
Oh, yeah, Burger doesn't know. But he does tell you, he says, listen, you can preach, but when you're defending yourself, you gotta do more than that. You keep yourself alive, and you keep the people important to you around you alive. He says, unfortunately, I failed Philippe on that.
No, Brugar. You didn't fail, Philippe.
I says I should have reached out and grabbed the scruff of his damn neck.
Maybe. But what if that just made things worse? See? You just don't know.
he sighs and he says, choices were made by people, not the gods. So I tell you, Raziel, that you show me that you can help us, then you're in. At least until we get to the back to the material plane. And then after that, we'll see.
All right, it's a deal.
Yeah, sure, if Amber's okay with it.
Alright. Now I say to you, now, to consummate this deal, you buy me a beer. It's a dwarven tradition.
All right.
He smiles at you, pats you on the back. Aha, there we go. And Brugar enjoys the
And
drink
cut.
that he has gotten
If
him
you
to
buy him
buy.
a beer?
Am I buying it for you now?
Well,
While
yeah,
we're still in town.
we got
Okay.
a drink
No,
on
no,
it.
that's fine. That's fine. We'll toast to our newfound mutual agreement.
And to Philippe.
Sure.
And
Even though I didn't know him, I'm sure he was a great man.
If he hadn't have died, we might not have met here.
Yeah, you might not
That's
have.
true.
You're like, I don't know, see how that follows, but all right. Like in character, you're like, I don't
Yeah.
get that, but all right,
Yeah.
sure. A little bit of a meta joke there, but I like it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll pick up
That
from
was
there
painful.
next session.
That was fun.
I liked it actually.
I
Because I didn't have to
actually
It felt
much.
more
did
organic.
not like it.
Zerdarium, this is why you don't die mid-campaign. And you just
Well,
let
yeah.
people resurrect you. Because, yeah,
I mean,
it's awkward.
me, the player,
Well,
wanted to play something new.
Zerdurium, if you didn't enjoy it, then I apologize for making it awkward or anything, you know.
I mean, there
a
were
little bit
parts
tougher
that
than you
were
expected.
just like, I expected there to, be the normal, some awkwardness and trying to, like, figure out what your mutual agreements are and how to fit in and all that. But then it just felt like everything I pursued was just immediately shut down.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you did walk up to a bunch of drunks with a dead guy starting to talk about the dead guy in a rather awkward way.
I talked about the dead guy?
Yeah. Like, some of the first things that you brought up in the conversation were about,
I'm sorry for your loss.
yes, this dead guy and monsters and then God. Yeah. So, the characters reacted to that. It's just how it is. I'm socially awkward too, so I probably would have said something really stupid.
I mean, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to react to Dwarf playing puppet with his dead friend's body.
And that's fine. It's fine. You don't know how to react to that. That's a very genuine reaction. I'm sure your character, who has been, like, very self-righteous this whole time, would be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Right. That's what's.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
it was
one of the
just
things I
being
enjoyed.
like-
everything was
Like,
fine.
I am the
Yeah.
holy
It-
man, slayer of enemies, like, let me join your cause. Like, okay, like, come on board. Like, that's not gonna happen.
I feel like it's more interesting.
And also, one of
for there to be
Brugar's-
a little bit of tension there.
Yeah, and Brugar's hubris is definitely, like...
Oh, there's definitely
He-
going to be tension between Brugar and Raziel. Like, that's clear. I'm not
Yeah, man.
for good or for evil, but I am a righteous person. I believe in my God and his purpose, or her purpose.
But yeah, Burger's motivated by wealth and fame.
So we're definitely going to have some interesting interactions there, I'm sure.
But on the other hand, I think you guys will end up like, so like if there's ever like they're like we need
But
to
we
kill
both
this
like
big.
glory.
Yeah, you guys both have the same thing about glory. So like there's like some big evil
Yeah.
monster that needs to be killed. You guys are both gonna be like, fuck yeah, let's go kill it. And that'll be like the thing that you guys agree on, which I think will be really fun. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think
Yeah, exactly.
we're in a good place. We got there, eventually. But when it's like one person's gone, two people were gone for most of the session.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't
Yeah.
get everybody's
Tiki's not offering much, and the other
but
one is,
he's-
super wasted. It's
But he's
kinda
not here, so
difficult.
I mean, just what can you do?
Right, you just gotta make the best of it, which
Yeah.
kind of try
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
So
Tiki's not going to offer much because she's kind of. I don't know if it's sad or
right.
funny.
And I'm not saying you're
but
playing your
she's
character incorrectly. It was
heavily. Right, she's just she's heavily influenced by Brugar. And so if Brugar don't like you, then she's just gonna like just
sure.
neutral it out, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't think you should have done anything different. I'm just saying, based on the situation, it was hard. Like, harder than it should have been, I think.
Oh,
Listen,
oh
I'm
God.
just playing a dwarf. Dwarves are gruff, but they're difficult to make friends with. But once you do make friends with a dwarf, like that friendship and loyalty is very strong.
It even goes past death, we see.
Yeah.
Alright.